Okay, let's go. Okay, so right now, here are the instructions for the diversity visa program for 2024. So there has been a little bit, some of the changes that we may see on this session, but we just want to quickly run through some of the changes, so the entire program as a whole, the entire instruction. So right here we have just the typical announcement based on the different laws surrounding the DV lottery program. It is a congressional uh, uh, discretion to do this announcement every year, and the targeted number is 55,000 visas that will be available for this program for 2024 session. All right, so that's the first thing we want to check out. The number for the fiscal year 2024 is 55,000. So uh, next is general information. Right here you can see they have like eligibility uh, criteria, all of that. So it's just a typical announcement. Yeah, this one is general uh, demographic information, talking about the geographical regions and the representations, which is more of diversity visa program, six geographical regions, and then the different, talking about countries and all of that. So from here, uh, they said for 2024, natives of the following countries and areas are not eligible to apply because more than 50,000 natives of these countries immigrated to the United States within the previous 5 years. So these countries listed below here, more than 50,000 of these native of this country immigrated to the United States within the last 5 fiscal years backward. So the countries that are not eligible are right here. You have Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, China, including Hong Kong, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Salvador, and all of that. So here are the countries that are not eligible. Okay, so eligibility requirements. So the list of countries that are eligible are listed here. So we will see the list of this country at the end of this instruction. At the end of this instruction document. So the list of the countries are listed at the end of this instruction document. So the first requirement is you have to be a member of these countries, and the countries are at the end of this document. We'll see the countries be right below. So this other one they have. So if you are not a native of this country, you will not be eligible to actually play the DV. So, but if you are a spouse of uh, if you are a native of the countries that are not eligible, but you are a spouse of of a native of the country that are eligible, then you should be able to play the DV lottery without any issue. You can play under your spouse. If your spouse is eligible and you are not eligible, you can subscribe under your spouse. So, uh, yep, typically. So those are the few changes based on the country uh, eligibility. So this one is all requirement number 2. So this is an educational requirement. You are required to have completed a 12-year course of formal elementary and secondary education. So you should have a high school diploma in order to be able to be eligible. Minimum qualification is high school diploma. But if you are in a maybe a 12th year, or maybe if you are 11th year of um, college or high school, and you're hoping to complete maybe uh, your 12th year by next year, you should be able to play, because the actual um, interviewing and preparation and everything will kicks off, like the traveling will be like ends by September 30th of 2024. So if you are maybe at your 12th, at your 11th year right now in high school, you can play. If you win, you'll be able to travel. By the time it gets for you to be able to travel, you'll be eligible. That's one thing to note, which is very important. Okay. Then another thing is, if you do not meet the educational requirement and you have completed a 2 years of work experience within the last past 5 years in the occupation that require at least 2 years of training or experience to perform. That is the list of the the occupations. Those are occupations in demand. So here is a link. So I will make sure I attach this document in this video so that you can access this link and check out the list of those require occupations, that if you have 2 years of experience in it and you can demonstrate that, you should be able to qualify even if you do not meet the educational requirement of 12 years or high school diploma uh, qualification. Okay, so uh, uh, sorry, the document is refreshing, but I can still put it up right from here. Like you see, we're navigating from the State Department website, so travel.state.gov. This document is coming from the State Department's website. So here, this is the source of the document. So we can still access the document like right from here. So let's look on the entry period. So they said the applicants must submit entries from for the DV 2024 program electronically through the link right here. There are a lot of other links online that you may see on Google or whatever, but this is the official link for you to be able to submit your application electronically. So it's dvprogram.state.gov. So it begins at 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time. So right now it's 11:48 uh, a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in the next 12 minutes, you can start applying for your DV lottery as of this time. So if you've seen this video later, then you should know this is the time we're talking about. Today is October 5th, 2022. So it begins at noon. That's in the next 12 minutes. That's why I'm making this video to send it out here publicly. So if you have any question, you can post them in the chat. All right. So that's it pretty much. So next, for you to be able to complete, so when you do your electronic application, so you want to just fill the form. This one is, they are just general information as to filling out the information. So the results, the result of the DV will be out on May 6, 2023. Yep. The result will be out on May 6, 2023. That's next year. That will be like 7 months from now. All right. Next, let's continue. So here are the information that you'll be required to enter as you'll be completing the electronic information or the electronic registration. So you have your name, first name, middle and last name, exactly as they appear in your passport. If you have a passport, for example, if your passport shows only your first and family name, please list your last name and then the first name, not including a middle name, unless it is included on your passport. So those are these are just details as to the format on your name of your name in your passport and how you should be able to complete your name. Make sure you read out the detailed instruction and make sure you get the information right and fill your name correctly. These are things to pay attention to. So, uh, gender, male or female, date of birth, it will be day, month, year, city where you were born, country where you were born. Use the name of the country currently used for the place where you were born. So you want to make sure you maintain your country of birth in this information so that they won't think that you're trying to navigate or maybe trying to not to disclose your country. So country of eligibility for the GV program. So you want to make sure you put your country of eligibility correctly. So that's a country based on the eligibility criteria, the country that you think that it makes you qualify to be able to enter the GV program. So let's see. Let's continue number 7. So, but before I continue to number 7, this is a very important information. So, if you were born, let's say in China, because China is not eligible, then maybe you are currently married to someone from, let's say, uh, Uganda, and you are playing based on the eligibility of Uganda. So here, your country of birth, you put China here, and over here you put Uganda. So this is your country of eligibility. Then number 5 is your country of birth. So those are the difference. So right here, mailing address. So some of the addresses where you are may not match this format, but if you do have someone in the US, he or she can help you out, provide you with an address to use right here. But make sure you fill out the information correctly. But where you are, if your address is okay, you fine. You can go ahead and put your address. It doesn't matter the country. So right here, country where you live today. So where you're living right now is you want to put the country, your phone number, your email address. This one is very important. Do not misplace your email address, because if you do not have your if you do lost your confirmation number, you can retrieve it using your email address and your date of birth. Okay, these are just frequently asked questions. And the highest level of education, these are just lists of educational requirements that you've attended. So highest level of education, so you select the one that applies to you better. Current marital status, so you want to state if you're married or not. So, and that is just it. And you also want to tell if because they want to know you are a spouse of a U.S. Lawful permanent resident. So if you are married to if you are a spouse of a U.S. lawful permanent resident, okay, you can also select that. Or you are married to a U.S. citizen as well. So if you do not list, these are just general information specifying as to how you should enter those information. 14, number of children. So you want to list all your children, and especially the children below 21. Children under above 21 are not eligible to be dependents under you, the applicant. Um, and the children should be living and alive. I mean, they should be living and alive, and the children should be unmarried, right? Unmarried. So that's the meaning. So let's see. Selection of entries. So selection of entry is random, okay? But entrance check begins on May 6, 2023 through September 30th, 2024. So that is uh, that is it pretty much. So let's proceed. So if you have been selected, randomly selected, you will be issued a letter. Once you check your DV lottery, you're going to see a letter of acceptance that will be automatically generated from your check, and you will proceed to use a letter to fill out your form DS260, and this is an online register. That is, you will, after you have been selected, you use that letter, that invitation letter, to fill out this form DS260 online. But the focus right now is to be able to play your DV, and selection will be after you've been selected. You log into that later. So all selectees, including family members, must have been issued visas by September 30th, 2024. So that's it pretty much. So let's proceed. Submitting digital photo. So digital photo, these are the requirements for your digital photo. So this, it should be in color, you should be focused, all your ears, like every like where around your face should be clear. And these are just typical description of the photo, and the photo taken within the last 6 months to reflect your current appearance. So if you have a photo that is more than 6 months old and is not showing your physical appearance, your reflect as it's not reflecting your physical appearance like really right, then you want to change your photo. So uh, it's taken in full view, direct facing the camera, and all of that. Do not wear a head cap or maybe eyeglasses and all of that. So let's proceed. Those are just specification, and then these are the format, the file format. The file format can be JPEG, it can be all of that. It can be, this is the size, 240 kilobyte, and this is the size. This is the size right here, 600 by 600 pixels in dimension, or equivalent to 2 by 2 inch, or 51 by 51 millimeter. And then that's it for the photo. And then the baby, for the baby's photo, you want to maybe place the baby on the flat surface, and so you can ultimately get a good photo for the baby if the baby cannot sit, stuff like that. So those are just some tricks on how you can get that done. And uh, this is just describing what they mean by natives of different countries and all of that. So let's see. Native means someone born in a particular country, regardless of the individual occurrence of residence, nationality. Native can also mean someone. Okay, this one is just a general description of a native, of in order to help people clarify on their eligibility based on your country. And let's move on. These are questions. Can I still apply if I was not born in a qualifying country? So that will be depend. If your spouse qualify, you want to maybe claim your spouse eligibility and play under your spouse. That's it pretty much for that question. Why do natives of certain countries not qualify for the DV program? So it's already stated earlier. So it's because more than 50,000 people from this country had traveled to the United States within the last 5 years. That's why the countries are not eligible. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry for the call. All right. What are the requirements for education or work experience? We stated that already. What occupations qualify for that? So this is a link for the qualifications that qualify for that. This document will be attached in this video. Check out the link, or the link to this document will be attached in this video below. So check it out and make sure you click right here. When you click right here, you'll see the occupations. So how can I find a qualifying DV occupation in the database? So you'll see all of that in that link. And for additional information, see this. Okay, yep. Is there a minimum age to apply for the DV program? No, there's no maximum age, but the year 18 years, it's estimated that by the time you have your high school diploma, you should be at least 18, right? So in order to enter the registration as an individual, as an applicant, so uh, 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 this is expected that you may be 18. So they said there is no minimum age to apply, but the requirements of a high school diploma. So it is expected that by the time you maybe have your high school diploma, you may be 18. But even if you have your high school diploma and you are 17, you are still eligible to apply. So you're cool. So ultimately, there's no minimum age, and also there's no maximum age. Completing your electronic entry for the DV program. So can I submit my entry? So this is the time to submit your entry, October 5th, 2022, and you want to submit by noon. So it's just one afternoon right now, so you can begin like submitting your application right now. Okay, and the application will end on November 8th, 2022. All right. I'm in the United States. Can I enter the DV? Yep. If you're in the United States and you are not um, currently in a in a legal status, you should be able to uh, apply. You are good to apply, and after you've been selected, you can do adjust your status. You can adjust your status. Can I only enter once during the registration period? Yes. So it's only once. Um, may my spouse and I each submit a separate entry. If you both are eligible, you can submit separate entries. So you both can submit separate entries. Your spouse can register and get you subscribed as a dependent under him, and then the other way as well. So that's an opportunity to like have that chances of a spouse and being selected, and you uh, ultimately having that chance to also have a visa if you apply under your spouse as a dependent. So let's look at it. Children, we already talked about children. Must I submit my own entry, or can someone else do it for me? It depends on you. You can do it by yourself, someone else can also do it for you. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's super okay. All right. 15, they say, just a second, let me admit somebody right here. Admit this one. So here we have 16. Can I download? And please mute yourself. Mute yourself. We're getting some noise from your background, please. Get yourself muted, please. Mute yourself, please. Yep. I just muted him. Sorry about that. Sorry about that noise. So I just got him muted. So right here, can I save the form online and finish it later? No, you cannot save the form online and finish it later. Once you start the registration, you have to finish it. Uh, 18. I don't have a scanner. Can I send photographs to someone else to scan them and send? No, you upload these photographs. Once you take the photographs, you can send the photograph to someone who is playing for you. That's okay, but you cannot mail it to the RCC center or mail it to, yep, to the RCC. You can't mail it to the RCC. Then, I mean, is it the ICC or, I mean, RCC? Please, uh, pretty much. So if the EDV system rejects my entry, can I resubmit my entry? Yes. If your entry is rejected, correct the information that you entered and then resubmit it. And how soon after I submit my entry will I receive the electronic confirmation? Is instant. So you receive the electronic confirmation instantly if your entry is correct. I hit the submit button but did not receive confirmation number. If I submit another entry, will I be disqualified? No, you must make sure if you submit it correctly, you should be able to receive confirmation number. So if you haven't, if you do not, if the system does not generate electronic confirmation number to you instantly, then there should be something wrong. There should be something wrong. You should check out why you haven't received that instantly. How do I know if I am selected? Okay, by May 6, 2023, you want to check it out on this link, dvprogram.state.gov, by May 6, and that will be by noon. You can check it right here. You can check it using this link right here, and you can check that from between May 6 to uh, May 6 to September 30th, 2024. Entry status check. So that's it. You can check it from right there. So how will I know if I am not selected? Will I be notified? No. You have to check. When you check, you now know if you've been selected or not. So what if I lose my confirmation number? You can use your email and your date of birth to retrieve your confirmation number if you lose it. Will I receive information from the Department of State by email or by post? So once you check the entry, your invitation letter is automatic. If you've been selected, you will see your selection. If you've been selected, you will see your invitation letter automatic once you check your result. Your invitation letter will just automatically be generated from the system once you check your result. So warning, beware of scam, and these are general information. How many individuals will be selected for 2024? 55,000 right here. GV 2024 55,000. So that's it pretty much. These are general information. How will I successfully how will successful entrance be selected? The selection is random. It's random check, but you can check your result May 6 to September 30th. May 6, 2023 to September 6, 2024. All right. Pretty much I'm already in the United States. Yep. If I get selected, may I adjust my status with USCIS? Yes. The answer is yes. If you meet the requirement to adjust your status, you should. If I'm selected, for how long am I entitled to apply for diversity visa? So if you are selected, you can go ahead and complete your form DS-260 automatically. I mean, right after you've been selected, and then you can proceed with the procedure and follow the instruction as much as you can. So to be able to adjust your status, you want to make sure that you meet up with the requirements in under section 245 of the Immigration and Nationality Act. If you do not meet the requirement to be able to adjust your status in the United States, you may go through what they call consular processing, which typically will require that you apply for a waiver and then go through consular processing in order to be able to adjust your status. So that's it pretty much. You should seek the services of an attorney in order to for he or she to help you out if you find yourself in this situation. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. If a DV lottery selectees dies, right? What happens to the case? The case will be closed. The case will be closed, please. Fees. How much does it cost to enter the DV lottery program? It's free, guys. It's free. You do not have to pay anything. How and where do I pay the DV program visa fees if I am selected? If you are selected, the State Department will, as you proceed with the process after the interview, when you've been issued a visa, then you're going to pay the visa fee. The State Department will provide you with the details after your interview for you to pay the fees. They will provide you with a link in your email for you to pay that through the State Department if you've been selected. If I'm applying for the GV lottery but don't qualify to receive one, can I get a refund for the visa fees? No. Once you pay, you have paid the fees. The visa fee is non-refundable, so you cannot be refunded, pretty much. So yeah, how can I report internet fraud? Just watch out. This is a link for you to be able to report internet scams, but it will not help you out a lot. Just watch out. For the most part, be careful much before you find yourself in a situation where you have to report a scam issue. Okay, these are the statistics for 2024. For 2024, 55 will be selected. Visa maximum of 55 visa will be issued. 55,000 visas will be issued. These are just miscellaneous, so that's it. Under the miscellaneous, these are the countries, like we said it earlier, that we will see the eligible countries at the end of the document. So these are the eligible countries. So this is for the continent of Africa. So you have Algeria, Angola, Benin, Botswana, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cameroon. So these are the countries. I will just scroll down the list. Just check it out. This is for the continent of Africa, the countries that are eligible. I guess for now, the lone country that is not eligible in Africa is Nigeria. I guess there's no Nigeria here at this time. All right. For the continent of Asia, you have Afghanistan, Bahrain, and all of that, Burma, all of that. So here are the countries for Asia. And Europe, these are the countries for Europe right here. And for the continent of North America, is just the Bahamas. Okay, the Bahamas are the Bahamas, and native of Canada and Mexico are not eligible for this. Are not eligible. So we have just the Bahamas that is eligible in North America. Then the Asianians. So these are the countries are eligible in Asianians. Then in Latin America or South America, these are the countries. So um, you have Argentina, Barbados, Belize, Bolivia, Chile, Costa Rica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, and all of that, Latin America. Yep, that was it. That was it, guys. That was all for the instructions. So if you have any question, post your questions in the video and in the chat section. And if you have any other input, feel free to also add additional information in the chat section. Thank you.